Eric from the Office of Stewardship. Welcome to Video 3 in our series titled The Power of Stories in Stewardship Renewal. In this video you will learn how to overcome the I'm not holy enough syndrome, how to uncover a great story of stewardship, and where to find resources. If a person says something like, I'm not holy enough, or I'm not that good a Catholic, love them enough to help them see through those feelings of inadequacy. What are people really saying when they say, I'm not that good a Catholic? Does it mean they don't give a lot of money? Help them see that one size does not fit all. If they say, well, we don't always come to Mass, is that because of work, illness, or a bigger, better deal? If work or illness keeps them away, that could be a great part of their story. Life is not always clean and neat all the time. If a family is skipping out for sports or other adventure, well, then we have an opportunity for hospitality and evangelization. Help people see how their story can be the bridge that connects people to Jesus. If your renewal model follows one or more of the 4 pillars of stewardship, a stewardship committee or staff member should look for stories that fall under one of the 4 pillars. A farmer in Tribune passes away and the neighbors harvest the farmer's crops that summer. That can easily fall under the pillar of hospitality. Under the pillar of hospitality and prayer, a student at Sacred Heart in Dodge City organizes a fundraiser for a classmate with cancer. Also under hospitality, a parishioner in Sharon has a reputation for writing an encouraging note that changes a life. Under formation, a teenager from Great Bend has a moving experience at a youth retreat and ski trip. For prayer, a couple from Liberal might have an experience of healing through their time in the Adoration Chapel. Look for stories and keep an ear to the ground for stories that real people are sharing. Keep in mind, each example I listed above has a giver and a receiver. Let's say your parish has a new moms ministry where parishioners cook meals for the first week and new mom is at home. There is more than one story created from that ministry. There is the story of people giving the meals and that act of hospitality. Then, there's the new mom receiving that act of hospitality. Hundreds of stories will emerge when we look at stewardship through this lens. When several candidates have been identified, plus events in their lives that make their story, we make the invitation and they say yes, it's time to help them write their story. Here's a list of prompts to bring the story to life. Help them hone in on the event. Prompt them to remember the date of the event, the season, feelings, what did they hear, who they were with, and did they have a positive or negative emotion. Identify the circumstances. What happened? When I was in the middle of, where did I see Jesus? Jesus helped me to. The Holy Spirit helped me to. God answered my prayers by. The best thing Jesus did for me was, I prayed for. God surprised me by. I grew closer to God because. My life changed because. How did the community play a role? How did people you pray with help? How did your faith community support you? How did you pray? How did your prayer life change? What did it become? Are you still changing? Are you still growing? I felt supported because. How did faith play a role? Without my belief in God, where would I be? Where would I have been? How did my Catholic faith play a role? Why was my Catholic faith important at this time? I got through this because. By taking time to consider this variety of questions, a real story of faith lived will emerge. This list of questions is available at www.dcdiocese.org/stewardship in the Renewals Resource section. Another resource is available on the same webpage. I took time to write a canned introduction and conclusion for a lay witness talk for each of the 4 pillars of stewardship. There are questions similar to the list I just gave and prompt people to think specifically about one of the 4 pillars and how hospitality, prayer, formation, and service played a role in their life. By offering these resources, my goal was to take the fear out of writing and sharing a story. Plus, the content is guided to avoid many of the don't say this traps that crash an otherwise great story. For a list of stewardship do's and don'ts, click the Stewardship Renewal Resources page on the website. I hope by now you can see a light at the end of the tunnel and know it's not an oncoming train. By using your abilities and all these resources, you show your parish you care by helping others bring people to Jesus with the story of their life. You will truly make a difference and make your parish a place people fall in love with Jesus. In the next video, I'll teach you to avoid language that crashes a good talk, ways to share stories, and when to have a lay witness talk. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box and share this with your friends. Subscribe to the Stewardship newsletter and the Parish Toolbox podcast for lots of great resources. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in video 4.